GPC, goal, problems, and also curiosity. Your audience have lots of needs, and when they go to YouTube, they want to find out more information about something, they want to solve a problem, they have pain points. You need to be able to understand those things before you plan your content, and then that way, when you do produce your videos, you'll be able to land on those more accurate, more impactful topics for them. GPC. And I just realized now that is pretty funny because it's a meta reference. In Malaysia, we have a brand, GPC, Goreng Pisang Crispy. It's fried banana, by the way, in case you don't know. Purely coincidence, I did not copy them, or I'm not giving a shout out to them or anything. So using the GPC principle and using publicly available data, you can find out what people's wants and needs are. One tool I like to share today, which is pretty obvious and you probably use it all the time, is actually Google search. Now going into private browsing, you want to go into incognito mode. This is another term for it, to make sure that you have a fresh start, because Google is always collecting your data and understanding your behavior. So if you use a logged in account, it might influence or skew the results a little bit. I'm trying to research and understand people who want to make videos. So you identify a few keywords from there. Let's say make videos. Now I want you to notice here, before typing more words into the search bar, you can already see that Google is trying to autocomplete whatever it is I'm typing. You can see here smaller, HD, with pictures, slow motion. These are all examples of what other people are typing and what they're looking for. So I would like to add on to this. When you're doing your research using Google search and using the autocomplete feature, you can apply the ABC test. And this is by typing keywords, and then you explore further by typing the letters ABC all the way to Z. So let's say you type here A, and so make videos app, make videos and edit, AI, Adobe, autoplay on Facebook. So there's like a bunch of suggestions here, and maybe you can go through the list. And then that was the results when you type A. You can go through the rest of the alphabets. So B, you can see the different suggestions coming up already: bad quality, blurry, black and white, even boomerang, right? So these are all the queries that people are typing. Now you go C, you can go D, and you can see there's more and more different ideas. And sometimes Google might even reposition your keywords. Now it's more about make deepfake video, make distorted video, make doodle videos. So it's inserting the letter D keyword before the word video. And that's just a reflection of the kind of search queries that people are asking. This is where Google's tracking, okay, this might be a better suggestion because it seems to get more results and more clicks. And you might even go down a rabbit hole. Let's say you add another keyword here, make videos in. Now you see by just adding the third keyword there, there's also a bunch of suggestions. These are all different softwares and techniques that people are desperately trying to dial in. They try to focus on. Canva in Spanish is a language. So now you have a different element of what people are looking for. It's not just about the software, there's also about the language. There's also technique, slow motion, pretty interesting. Now that is using the Google search technique, and you can now even add in a different element. You could use an underscore, which is in a lot of ways is trying to tell Google, hey, can you help me fill up the thing after these two words, right? You can even put the underscore like this. So now it's trying to fill up what's in between these two words. If I do it before, obviously it's gonna add words before that. And in most cases, depending on what kind of niche you're in and what kind of video content you're making. For example, a lot of what I do here is to share with you techniques to create educational content. So you're gonna get a lot of how-to results if you put in the keywords before. But those are just some ways for you to play around and refine this ABC test further. You can use the same technique even on YouTube. So let's go to YouTube real quick. If I were to say make videos, you can see now the results are slightly different. Make videos like Beluga, which is, by the way, one of the bigger YouTube channels I've seen, and they have a very specific way of making content that's unique to them. So people are trying to copy or trying to learn from them. There's also, again, using Canva and the software we've seen in Google search example just now. They also have the example, and you can see now there's like without being on camera, light, bright side, using PowerPoint. There's just so many. These are now going to tools territory. So this is another subtopic that you can look into, making videos and what tools that people want to learn in order to make those videos. So even in YouTube, when you do the ABC test, you know, you can find all sorts of search results, and some of them might be very similar to whatever search results you find in Google search, because they are in the same company after all. They are sharing a lot of the data sets, but there are some specific uniqueness between YouTube and Google search results sometimes. So it's best to check both. And that's just one way for you to look at publicly available data using Google search and YouTube search. And then you combine the techniques of using the ABC test, the underscore, to get all the different kind of search queries that people, your potential viewer, is typing in order to solve their problems. Now, that's not the only way to do this kind of research. You can use another tool, and there's a whole bunch of tools, but one of my favorites here is answerthepublic.com. What it does is you can even specify which part of the world you want to look at the search results. Let's just go to the United States for a while here. And then I'm going to key in the same thing, make video. So what it's going to do is to visually map out the questions and group them. And it becomes this fancy chart about all the different kind of questions people ask. And then you can click on further to see, oh, this is what they're searching for. So if you click into any of the search results, it'll go into Google itself, because basically what it's doing is compiling the same things that we've learned from the Google search technique and those search results, but into their own website and into this visual format. So I can even go into a different way of viewing. I can click on data, and you see now is visualizing the data, all the different search results in a different way. When, where, who, why. So you can look here, who make video game. So now they're adding a bunch of other keywords at the back and front, make who video. So you get some funny results here sometimes, but you have to scan through and see which ones make the most sense for you. So you can see how it's now compiling in different ways. There's even comparison categories, for example. There's even organizing it in alphabetical. So similar to the ABC test that we did before, using Google search and YouTube search. So this is just another way to help you to visualize the information and the kind of questions that people might ask, so that you can understand what kind of video you want to make for your YouTube channel. So if I keep doing this research, I can note down the top questions that people have. From there, I want you to take some of the best, most interesting things that you find through these research methods and then list them down somewhere. You can use, I have it right here, the most traditional technique, sticky notes. You can stick it on your wall or your board, piece of paper, whatever it is. And of course, you could use different colored ones so that you could have a way to differentiate and group your sticky notes and your ideas. And then later on, you'll be able to then compile them and you'll start seeing patterns, and then return back and look into what you want to address, what kind of answers you want to provide based on those questions that people are looking for. Before you start making videos on any of these topics, you need to check which of these topics are trending upwards so that they are evergreen and you can keep getting more views over time. You need to watch this next video to avoid picking the wrong topics.